my channel. Today I'm going to be doing an updated eyebrow routine. I think it's about time because the last one that I did like last summer, something like that. So it's been almost a year since I did my last eyebrow routine for you guys, and I'm obviously really excited for you to see it because I have been doing many new things since then. And I'm actually going to be doing two different routines because I am shifting back and forth between those two ways of doing my brows. One that's a bit more with creamier products and one that's a bit more with powder products. I am switching back and forth between using cream products in my brows or powder products, so it really depends on my mood and how I feel and how I want my brows to look as well. Firstly, I'm just going to go through all of the products that I use in my brows and also the different tools that I use to groom my brows and everything like that, because I think that good brows are groomed brows, definitely. The last time I went to my hairdresser, I actually got my eyebrows tinted because I really just wanted them to have a little extra oomph, especially when I'm not wearing any makeup, and I still think it looks very natural. It's not like a dark color in my brows, they still look very natural. And as you can see, this is my eyebrows without anything in them, and they look very nicely shaped and everything like that. And I think the eyebrow shape is so freaking important. Please don't overplug your brows or anything like that, it just doesn't look good. I think the most natural thing is just to let your brows like grow naturally, and those extra small sparse hairs that you get everywhere, like around there or something like that, just tweeze them up and then that's it. That's what I do, at least. I just feel like that my eyebrow shape, it really suits my face and my features and everything like that, and that's the importance. Not to change your actual eyebrow shape, but just to enhance it. Now when it comes to tweezers, there are many different tweezers on the market and you can try many different as well. My favorite tweezers are definitely from Tweezerman. I think they're the best. I've got two different ones here. This one here is the one that I just use whenever I just need to plug a little something. And this one is a bit more sharp at the end. I don't know if you can see it. It's a bit dirty right now. So when it is that little, you can be very precise with each individual hair, and that's just really nice. So I like having two different ones. One for just, you know, like regular, just plucking, whatever, and then one for really like detail work. So when I do twist my brows, I just do this. So that's where my eyebrow is gonna start, from the nostril, and then I do like that from the inside of my eyes. You can see from the iris, I think that's what it's called. That's what the arch is supposed to be, and then where the eye ends up there, that's where the eyebrow should end as well. So that's a little guideline if you want to know how to tweeze or how to shape your brows and so on. Just go from those 3 steps. That's just kind of like the mainstream guide to your brows. I also trim my eyebrows because my eyebrows, they do grow quite long, unfortunately. So I do trim them with a little scissor. This one here is from Elite Models. I just bought it inside Matas, if you're from Denmark. But it's really nice because, I don't know if you can see this, actually angled. I actually think that it's made for nails. Actually, it's a nail scissor, I think. However, I use it for my brows because of the angle on it. It's just much easier for me to get the right angle on my brows as well, and yeah, it's really good. I can highly recommend it. When talking about the actual products that I use in my brows, as I said, I use either cream or powder products, and when it comes to powders, I only use the ones from the Brow Pro palette from Anastasia. These are my favorites, and the great thing about this palette is, as you can see, they're all different shades in this one. I love it. And the ones that I use mostly are either taupe or soft brown. And right now I actually use soft brown because I like my brows to be a bit dark and a bit more I love that So that's those two that I use the most, but I've also been using different ones as well, just if I want a really heavy brow. But I'm gonna use soft brown today, just to let you know. And when I use this one, I use my Zoeva, what's it called, 317 wing liner brush to apply the powder in my brows, because it's an angled brush and it's not too big, it's not too little, it's got a very fine nib as well. It's just really easy to work with, and it just creates amazing brows. And for cream products in my brows, I use the MAC Fluid Line Brow Gel Cream in the color Dirty Blonde. It is a bit more of a warm tone color in the brows, and I actually like that because it also makes my brows darker as well. And right now, because my hair is very golden in the undertone, it really looks good with some more like, I don't know, warmer brows, if you get what I mean. Not that I want them to look red or anything like that. They're still more neutral than red, if you get what I mean. And when I use that one in my brows, I use 2 different brushes. As I said before, I use the 317 one from Zoeva, but I also use the Sigma Wing Liner E06. This is really fine, really small, great for the tail. and just to do some detail work as well. I just really like this one, it's amazing. And also one really important brush always to have with you is a spoolie, and this is just a lifesaver. If you ever push a bit too hard with the powder, anything like that, you can always just use this one and it just erases, you know, like any harsh lines or anything like that. This is an amazing little miracle worker. It works as an eraser for you, definitely. You can buy many different ones of these, and if you don't want to spend your money on it, just take an old mascara brush and then just cleanse it, you know, like from every like little mascara thing in there, and then use that one because you just have to use it to brush through your brows. For some eyebrow setting gels, I'm using two different ones. One that's clear. I've got one from MAC. It's called MAC Brow Set in the color clear. And if I want some more color in my brows, which most of the time I do want that, let's just be honest, I use the L'Oreal Brow Artist Plumber in the shade medium to dark. And that was actually all of the products, and now let's get them in the brows. So I just zoomed you guys in so you can see all of the action going on. And firstly, I'm going to start out with the powder product in this eyebrow. And as I said, I'm going to be using my Anastasia Brow Pro palette, and I'm going to use soft brown. First thing that I always do is that I just brush through my brows just to find the right shape of my brow, and I'm using the spoolie to do that. So I'm brushing upwards and then outwards, just following my brows like shape, if you get what I mean, and then downwards. And I'm just going to do the same over here. And as you can see, I do have some small gaps in my brows that I need to fill out definitely, but we're going to do that right now. What I like to do is that I like to start from the middle of my brow and then work my way down here. So kind of like do a line from the lower part of my brow and then up to the arch. You see that? So now we've got the line down there, and don't be afraid, I know that it looks very, very harsh right now, but that's once again where your spoolie is your best friend. So I'm just brushing it upwards into the brow so there's no harsh lines. Makes it look much more natural. See that? Now it's not that dark or that harsh. Then I do the exact same thing on the top of my brow as well. So just follow the line up to the arch. And once again I start from the middle of my brow, because right there I don't want it to be too harsh. I just want it to look like that it gradually gets darker. So now you can see I both filled out the lower part and the upper part, and now I'm out at the end or the tail. And now I'm just gonna follow that one. Firstly, once again, go from the lower part and then the upper part and then connecting them down at the end. And once again, don't be afraid. I know it looks like a lot of product right now, but once again, the spoolie is your best friend, so I'm just going to use that one to brush it out afterwards. So now you can see I've got a really nice shape of the brow. Now I just have to fill it in because there's some small gaps in there. So just picking some up, not too much. And then gently brushing through with small strokes. I'm kind of brushing upwards as well. And try to have a really light hand right here. Then when I get any hair, I don't want to pick up any extra product. I'm just using whatever is left in the brush, and then I'm just trying to gently do the inner part of my brow. And last thing that I do is that I just brush through with my spoolie once again, so there's no harsh lines or edges or anything like that. And there you go, that is the brow almost done, I would say, but I'm gonna continue over here with the other brow product, the cream product, and then lastly I'm gonna show you how to make them look even sharper and more precise. So as I said, now we're gonna use the cream product, and I'm gonna use the same brush. I'm just gonna pick up some things on both sides of the brush, like that. And then I do the exact same technique, starting from the middle part of my brow and then the lower part, and then drawing out to the edge. And once again, I'm staying away from the inner part of my brow, and don't be afraid if it looks a bit harsh. As I said, the spoolie is a best friend. And then once the shape is done, I'm just gonna fill it in once again. Small light strokes, that's the way to go. And And then once again, as before, don't put any more product on the brush, and then just use the leftovers in the inner part of the brow. Let me just say one thing, right now this color over here looks very, very, very red. I promise you guys it's not. I think it's the lighting right now that's kind of like weird. It doesn't look as red in real life, so don't worry. So now I'll fill in both of my brows. As you can see, this one over here is a bit more bushy and a bit more powdery. I don't know if you can see, whereas this one over here is a bit more sharp and precise, and that's the thing that I kind of go back and forth between. Either I want a bit more of a bushy brow or want a more straight and defined brow. Now here comes the little extra tip that is really, really important if you want a very polished and nice and defined brow. Whenever I'm done with doing my brows, I always feel like they're not as precise and straight and everything as I want them to be. So what I do is that I use some concealer around the edges of my brows. So use whatever concealer you like. I'm just using one from Maybelline, and then I'm taking the MAC 2A2 SE brush. This is a limited edition brush, but just one that's with very, very dense hairs, and also one that is with synthetic hairs, and then just go around the edges of the brows. I always start from in here and then move outwards or inwards, depending on how you look at it. And then I'm just trying to create lines here, making it much more polished and straight. So if I haven't been as nice and precise with my brows, this is a little lifesaver afterwards. And actually, I don't know if you can see, but it also highlights a tiny bit under my brow. So just picking out some product once again, and then just going on top of the brow. And now my brows are almost done. I know, many steps, but if you want perfection, you need to go the extra mile. I still want to set down my brows, which means that I want them to last for as long as even possible. And the one that I'm going to be using is my L'Oreal Brow Artist Plumper, just to give a little extra color and also a little extra hold, and also it creates more texture in the brows. And it just comes with a spoolie, as you can see. It's a bit tinier than a normal mascara spoolie or brush. And then I'm just brushing upwards in here, outwards, and then down. Once again, just following my natural brow shape. I just feel like that brow gels, they're kind of like hairsprays for the eyebrows. And if you want to create some more highlight under the little brow thing right there, I mean, right now it still looks kind of highlighted, but I like using a white matte eyeshadow. This one is from MAC and called Gesso. And I'm just using a tiny bit of that one underneath. And now I'm just gonna take a tiny bit of this one and then just use around the edges. Sometimes I feel like that's a need, and that's also why I like it to be that small. So I can just go around the edges of my brow. And that is the brows done, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and yeah, let me just zoom you in so you can see the actual brow action. I personally like both using powder and cream products in my brows. It really depends on the brow look that I go for, and I still do think that you can see a tiny bit of a difference in the finish of the brows. However, both sides look really, really good, so it really depends on what you like, what you prefer using as well, or what you're used to using. And here are the brows from a distance. I think they look so freaking good. Actually, when you see it from a distance, the difference, it's not that big. I really like it. I think it really matches my hair and everything like that so nicely, and it matches my look as well. As I said from the very beginning, I love me some big, bushy, lovely brows. I love brows. I think the brow game is so important. I just really like a strong, heavy brow. That's my thing. And if you like that as well, if you like my brows in this tutorial or eyebrow routine, please give my video a huge thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel as well if you haven't already. And yeah, I just want to say thank you so very much for watching. If you've got any great tips for me, or if there's any great eyebrow products out there that I need to try out, let me know, because I'm always on the hunt. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I love you all to the moon and back and everywhere else. Bye!